Greetings everyone. Today we're going to explore solving rational equations using cross multiplication. For this topic, I do not have a foldable. We're just going to go over a couple of examples and review some ideas from Algebra 1. So let's go back to an Algebra 1 concept example. When you have two fractions that are equal to each other, we're going to use the process of cross multiplication to solve for the unknown. This goes back to the idea of what is across from each other is going to be multiplied. Parentheses are key when dealing with expressions, which is what we're going to concentrate on even more. In the end, our goal is always going to be what is the value of x, and you want to make sure to check because you have a variable in the denominator, you might end up with a solution that doesn't work. So in this case, if I plug in 1, obviously this is a simple one, this works out just fine. There's no zeros in the denominators. We end up with 3 equals 3. Let's look at something maybe a little more complicated. In this case, I'm still going to follow this idea of cross multiplication, but now I have 3 expressions that I'm going to have to work on multiplying with. So yes, because I have multiple expressions, we're going to have some foiling, we're going to have factoring. I'm not going to go through the explanations of all of those. I'm just going to go through and solve. Because I have one x squared term, I already know I'm going to have to factor. So my goal is going to be to move everything to one side. My suggestion, as always, is to keep your leading coefficient positive if you can. So I'm going to move everything to the right side. So I'm going to keep the x squared, but now I'm going to have a minus 7x, and I'm going to have a minus 18. So now I can solve by factoring. I told you we're going to factor almost every day this semester. Got a 9 and a 2. We're going to keep minus positive, which means my solutions are negative 2 and 9, and I need to check those. So I'm just going to do some mental math. I'm going to have 3. If I start with negative 2, I'd have a 0. Not good. Undefined. That means negative 2 is not a solution. So now I'm going to check 9. That would give me 3 over 11, which would give me, let's see, 6 over 18, 22. Oops. So if I look, those are equivalent, so 9 is good to go. Another quick example here. I'm going to cross multiply. I'm going to have distribution. I'm going to have FOIL again, but what you'll notice is I have a situation of difference of squares. So jump ahead. I don't need to do outer and inner. Let's just jump straight to this. I have a positive x squared, meaning I'm going to move everything to that side of the equation. So I have a negative 4x, negative 21. And now let's see if we can factor. So if I can factor 21, let's see, what have we got? 7 and 3, sounds promising. Minus positive, which means my solutions would be negative 3 and 7. So let's check those out and see if they work. So I'm going to start off with negative 3, which would get me negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 3, 2. So that one works, good to go. Let's take a look at 7. I'd have 4 over 8, and I'd have 6 over 12. So again, 2 solutions. All right, so just be aware we can encounter these 2 examples were factorable. But if I end up with some quadratic that is not factorable, then I'm going to have to solve using a different method. You might have to go back to quad formula. You might have to work on completing the square. Whatever process you need to use to get to a solution. All right? Always check your answers. I'd hate you to lose a point just because you missed that easy step. Until next time, have a good one.